Hey friends and family, it's Leo Young here. Welcome to the relaunch of Impressive Reviews, Episode 1, and we're going over The Flash, Season 4, Episode 1. Forgot the title, my bad, forgive me. So, right off the bat, the show starts off with Iris narrating. It's been 6 months ever since the end of Season 3, and she's been keeping her promise to keep on running to Barry. So, we switch over to modern time, where we see Team Flash, or as Wally wants to call it, Team Kid Flash, chasing Peekaboo through the streets of Central City. In the end, they manage to catch her, of course. Now, the reason this is important is because Iris mentions later that the team is not as good as it used to be, and that for every meta they fight, 1 in 3 manage to escape. So she's also a bit more harsh, taking hand in Wally's training, say, hey, Wally, you need to train for 4 more hours instead of coming to eat dinner with the family, you know what I mean? So, she's not as she's doing this all to keep Wally safe, because they lost Barry. Barry did the best he could, but he's gone. So now she wants to keep Wally safe. So over at the West household, Cecile, the DA Joe was dating in Season 3, is planning to move in with him, and during the dinner, Iris and Joe have a chat about, letting Barry go, but Iris is not really sure if Barry is dead or if he's gone or what's the deal. Anyways, later that night, a flying samurai appears looking for the original Flash, threatening to level the entire city if he didn't appear. Now, let me tell you, this dude is OP as fuck. He is Vibe, Wally, CCPD, they all show up to try and take him down. He slams the tip of his blade into the ground, sending a shockwave, sending everyone flying back. And he says out of the bed, you either give me Flash or I destroy the entire city. And when they return back to Star Labs, Joe even goes like, I believe this man could actually do it, just from the amount of power that he gave off. Anyways, so fearing that the only way that they can save Central City, Cisco comes out and says, I've been working on a way to save Barry for the past 6 months, since the day he's been gone. And Iris she's not having any of it. She's not willing to risk the world to bring Barry back, which is a kind of noble thing. It makes you wonder, like, are you willing to make the sacrifices, which seems to be a thing from Supergirl. So I wonder if they're also going to do it with Legends and Arrows. Anyways, so a little distraught, Cisco heads down to a bar downtown in Central to find Caitlin, and she's a bartender. Now that's all cool. She's no longer Killer Frost for the moment, but we see this one-eyed dude who I thought was going to be important, but at the end of the episode they show that he's not. He's just a thug basically. But Cisco manages to persuade Caitlin into helping them out and save Barry. Now the next day they move over to the track from Season 1 where Barry was training how to use his powers. Now science talk happens, the whole Cisco Caitlin thing, and it went a bit over my head, but the gist of it is they're going to send an item into the Speed Force to trick it into thinking that it's Barry while they pull the real Barry out. So the good old-fashioned Indiana Jones and the sack of sand trick, or was it marbles? Of course, the Speed Force being an all-powerful, everywhere and anywhere type of creature doesn't fall for it, or so we think, because later on a portal opens somewhere in the city where a naked Barry comes whizzing out into the countryside. They find him later, like, as Team Flash is just like, wow, the plan failed. Cecile gives them a call and goes like, hey, we have Barry. He's here at the CCPD. Come get him. So as they do come and get him, this is where things, I won't say it was a little depressing. It was a bit, it's sad. When they find Barry, he's crazy. And I mean, like, he's Phil Coulson crazy. Like, he's drawing symbols on the wall. He's actually drawing, like, symbols on the wall. They never get into what he's drawing at the moment, but you know what he's doing. One thing he does is he quotes himself from the past, or he's quoting other people from the past that he's met with, but it's mostly what he said. Now, when Caitlin analyzes him, she says there's 2 theories. One, he either has dementia from spending all that time in the Speed Force, because 6 months to us, probably 10,000 years to him. Or 2, he's mixing the words. Like, when he says cat, he means help. That's not the example, but it's my version of it. So this kind of doesn't help with Cisco, because Cisco, it seems his main focus is to help Barry, which is cool. That's fine. That's friendly. But his idea is to bring Barry back, like wake him up while playing a Lady Gaga song. No, it doesn't work. Lady Gaga never saved a crazy person. In fact, it breeds crazy people. Iris is just like, I need a moment with Barry. She has a personal moment with him, and for some strange reason, Barry's eyes begin to glow red right before he starts attacking the rest of Team Flash. Now, he's taken out when Caitlin uses a cold gun to bring him down, just in time for that samurai to arrive and go like, listen, you need to come. I want to fight the Flash. So what Wally does is he dresses up as the Flash, heads down, and somehow loses to this guy. Like, this samurai has no speed. All he has is a jetpack and the ability to send shockwaves out. But he manages to not only throw a knife, or not a knife, but a sword into Wally's leg, but catch him by the I don't know, the neck of his shirt and lift him off the ground. It's like, you ain't nothing. And it's weird to see that, because, you know, it's like, nah, I'm going off topic. Sorry about that. So the guy manages to hurt Wally's leg, to take him out of commission. And during this time, Cisco's like, I think I finally managed to decipher what Barry has been writing. What it turns out Barry has been writing is, this house is bitching. And that is the funniest joke in the show, but it also kills Cisco, because Cisco goes into his other room. He's like, I think I've been wasting all my time. Everything I've been doing has been to save Barry. Not the city, just Barry. And I've been wasting my time. Now, watching Barry get treated like a child, like there was a scene where Joe is shaving him. It was kind of sad. The scene made you wonder if what would it be like if Barry was not saved. Like he's kind of in dementia. He's crazy at the moment. So you would put him in a crazy house. Like you can care for him, but where they have him right now is the metahuman barricade they have inside of Star Labs, because again, he has superpowers. He's able to use them even in his current form. So it's kind of dangerous to let him go. So it's like, well, how would the world be if he was still like that? Anyways, so yeah, the samurai comes back. He's ready to kick all the asses of the world in a line. We are the world, we are the children type of way. But instead of killing the CCPD, Iris lets him take her, saying that if he goes and takes her, the Flash will follow. And what happens is Joe races back to Star Labs. He goes like, Barry, you need to save Iris. He's got Iris. Save Iris. And then the normal yellow lightning sparks in Barry's eyes, and boom, he burst out of the metahuman prison. No metahuman has ever managed to do that. And he's racing at speeds that have been unrivaled, unmatched. And everyone's just like, wow, this is amazing. How are you doing this, Barry? So, yeah. It's a pretty amazing chase scene where they run out into the fields, into like wind turbines, and Barry manages to take him out, save Iris, but in the end we find out that the samurai is not a metahuman or human, it's a robot or an android. So at this point, Barry is back to normal. They leave you with more questions and answers, like, of course, that makes sense. But they're putting more things, like they're taking more things, putting back into light. They're like, oh, Barry, I've been doing my promise. I've been like this for you. Or Caitlin and Killer Frost. Like, Killer Frost is still an issue. She only comes out when Caitlin is apparently angry, which she even makes a joke. Don't make me frosty. You won't like me when I'm frosty, which is kind of wow, okay? But hey, it's just the end of the episode. It's a simple way to cool things down, nothing else. But it's the end scene that's kind of important. We actually see the villains this time. There's no like hiding them. There's no, oh, this is Zoom. This is, no, not that. This is the shadow of Zoom. This is the idea of Reverse Flash, and this is Savitar. No, they show you right up who the main villains are. It's the Thinker, and I think his assistant's name is the Mechanic. I'm not 100% sure, but they definitely aren't that much of a physical threat. Now, that's the end of the review. If you want, you can leave, but I hope you did enjoy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying around. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. Feel free to do it. If you want to support the channel, please click the like button, click the share button, and leave a comment down below telling me how I can make this better. But for those of you who want to hear my review, my personal thoughts on it, stick around. So, first of all, I wasn't that crazy about the Thinker's look. I was looking at him. I was like, okay, he seems pretty dangerous. He seems kind of dangerous. If he got punched in the face, he'd definitely lose. But the thing is, it's his creations that are dangerous. Because when the samurai was able to level an entire city block just by slamming his sword into the ground. He took out Vibe, Kid Flash, and the CCPD, and he was able to make another one. So it makes me wonder, if one robot was that dangerous, what would he be able to do? He doesn't need multiple samurais to take out the Flash. He needs two. That's as much. He needs one to walk into a building. Bam. Building's gone. So it makes me, I'm kind of excited and curious to see what creations and what contraptions that the Thinker can make up over, you know, or not the Thinker, but the mechanic can build over time, over the season's progression. And I'm also kind of curious to see what the other metahuman villains are like too, because I think they're, I don't know, it's gonna be hard, because I do know if Peekaboo's here, then that means there are others villains staying. So I'm kind of curious. I'm hoping to see the Rogues, but without Captain Cold, it's probably not gonna happen. The episode for me was definitely a 7 out of 10. It was a good episode. It was a good starting episode. It didn't have many fancy things, anything special about it. It wasn't like the first episode of season 1 or season 2. It was an episode. It was the episode where they bring Barry back. You know, just like how in season 3 it was Flashpoint. It wasn't that special. After the first episode of Flashpoint, I believe, they just stopped. It was like, Flashpoint's done. Bam. Nothing special. Barry's back. Bam. Nothing special. So I hope they don't follow that order. Like I saw Supergirl yesterday. Supergirl, the whole thing of, oh, I'm happy, then I make a personal choice and someone else is angry. I mean, I make a personal choice, someone's gone, and now I'm angry, is kind of getting boring. You lose interest in that when the Arrow spends 5 seasons doing that, you know what I mean? Anyways, so that's all I have to say about it, but I do hope you guys enjoyed. If you even watched this part, thank you for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. There will be a full in-depth review article on our website at www.impressivegraphix.com. You can see the link in the description below. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us here on YouTube for any type of updates that we do on our videos. And we hope that you did enjoy, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.